All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays, coming to you live from the home of Unconfiscatable once again at the D Hotel. Oh, let me. And the thing I do need to change is on the virtual background. I don't know why. So I have a green screen and none, and boom. Like this is, so you can see the process. I've already been here a few days. We've been working on this. This is going to be our little VIP room right in there. And you can see that's the main conference hall behind me. And right now I am standing in what looks like a disaster, but this is going to be our amazing sponsor area. We already have a couple of sponsored tables. You can see the team hard at work putting together all this cool merch. Let's see how far this camera can twist. That's as far as the camera is going to go, but it's a complete 180 in the other direction. But yeah, so we got a bunch of cool stuff to give away, and well, everyone gets a Jade. We got them. Shout out to Blockstream. Shout out to Samson. Samson, if you're watching, congratulations. I saw on Twitter that you are leaving Blockstream. We got some. These are in the VIP bags. The VIP bags are going to be stacked. We got these. We're going to be playing poker with these dealer buttons at a financial summit on one side, Unconfiscatable on another. All the VIPs will get a Bitcoin Clarity book. We have a bunch more, a bunch to give away, some for sale. Still have some books from the last conference of Jimmy's Programming Bitcoin. Bobby Lee's going to bring a bunch of books. Gary Leland's going to bring a bunch of books. Oh, and shout out to Mano's Wine. Boom. Look at this bad boy. They sent us a few cases of these presents for some of our speakers. Let's see who can carry them. We're going to try to drink some. And there's going to be some tequila bottles as well coming. So, man, organizing a conference is not easy. It is really not easy. And let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. I have barely been able to keep up with any of the politics stuff, so you may not get much of that today. All right, thank you guys for joining. I hope I see a lot of you here. This conference is going to be awesome. We will have a packed room. The capacity is 400 people. We're almost there. We're at like 380, and I know people are going to want to come last minute. I'm getting message last minute. Hey, I'm getting on a flight. I'm getting on a flight. Poker sold out. Done. Poker sold out. Carnivory dinner sold out. The only thing left is hanging out, listening to the speakers. All right, let's go to screen share. All right, kind of veered off from our usual format of price of Bitcoin. The conference, the Unconfiscatable conference is great. Price is rising, but hey, the mempool is not that packed. We're only behind on 5 blocks, so it's not that bad. Monthly chart looks decent for now. Let's see what it can muster. When in doubt, zoom out, and it's in a bullish-ish pattern. But let's see what happens. The big breakout is eventually coming. Weekly chart, the week is holding strong. We flipped the Lucid SAR. Today is already Wednesday. I hope I can bring you guys a stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. I would take it day by day. I've been wanting to stream since 7 in the morning when we started unloading the trucks, and this is the first chance I got. First chance I got since 7 a.m. Here is our allocation chart. We allocated 25% into the Bitcoin bullish position. Let me just swing these out. They are now taking up way too much room. I don't think I need this giant arrow. I mean, I think they just get in the way of stuff, but I'll leave it for now. But let me just move these so we can see, so that I can see the candles and what's going on. This can go there. This can move over. There we go. Okay, so we entered 25% bullish on this candle, on the upper half of the candle, because we had to do it. We were not going to get left out in the cold. By the way, awesome volunteers we have. Say hello to X-Frog, be helping us out with the audio. Yeah, if anyone's doing a conference in the future and you need like someone that's can do everything and anything, that's your man right there, X-Frog. You can find them. Also want to do shout outs to my other crew right there. We got Neil, Bumps. We got there's Anna hanging stuff up, and Muzz. Eventually we'll find Muzz of Lightning Ventures. I haven't gotten a chance to interview him. Anyway, here's our current weekly candle. We started breaking 45,000. We're pulling back a little bit. All the moving averages are about to get bunched together. The short-term moving average has crossed above the long-term moving average. The intermediate-term moving average is also rising. This is the majority of our need for allocation. I'm really tempted to go 50% bullish Bitcoin. I'm going to hold off a little bit because the candle just started. Hopefully, I'll do a video tomorrow. But if the price of Bitcoin appears to be closing above both of these moving averages, as they are already both rising, we can raise this allocation as high as 60%. Okay, the other 20% can go in when the long-term moving average is breached, and then we just need, the moving averages to cross and a long-term to go bullish. But we can probably go up to 40-45% if this candle is closing above both of these moving averages. I'm going to hold off for now. I'm okay with the 25%. Things are very, very weird globally. Daily chart. We're sitting right at resistance, but now this is a triple top, and the triple top is meant to be broken. I still think Bitcoin can have a bit of a pullback. If this pullback occurs right into the 50-period moving average, that's going to be a beautiful buy to dip opportunity around $41,000. That's when I want to go in that extra 20-25% on the allocation. Okay. Now, the closer the 50-period moving average gets to this area of 45,000, if we do pull back and then go back up there, if we're hitting this point for like the 5th time, it's definitely going to break above it. And the closer the 50-period moving average is to this area, and I keep saying 50, that's not 50, that's the 50, that's the 128. So the closer the 128 is to the 45,000, when we challenge 45,000 again after a pullback, and I'm not saying we have to get a pullback, but if we get a pullback and we come back and challenge 45K, the breakout is going to be absolutely awesome. All right, next. Short-term chart, the 1-hour chart. Every time it hits an MRI top, it kind of slows down a bit. We consolidated for quite a while. We're holding the MRI support line. We're holding the 2 moving averages. And I think we're ready to break out one more time. This is a pretty bullish looking 1-hour chart. Here's our 4-hour chart. It's not really all that interesting. I'm curious where the MRI top is, and then we'll move on. Can you look at the 3-month chart in Heikinashi? So I can look at the quarterly chart. Here's our monthly chart. I can look at the 3-month chart. This is the regular 3-month chart. We can switch it to a Heikinashi version. It looks bullish right now. We still have a month to go. So hopefully we could get to that number 7 and we can get to an MRI top, but you may not want an MRI top. Look, the last time we had an MRI top on a 3-month Heikinashi, we pulled back hard into a bear market. The time before, we were at an MRI warning, and we also pulled back really hard to finish off the bear market. So I don't know if I would rather have the MRI top here on a quarterly chart, or break the count and set up for a new count, which is a few years worth of bullish market. Okay, we'll go back to the monthly. All right, watch it before. Should be working. Should be helping. Should be helping the crew. Hey, Muzz, I'm finally live.
All right.
Should sneak up behind me with the Lightning Ventures banner. All right. Where are we here? So oil, price of oil. Damn. God damn. Well, you guys know my position on oil. It's breaking 200. It's breaking 200. Obviously, the war in Ukraine has sped that up. The entire world canceling Russia is going to be very interesting how that develops. We're going to talk about that once the conference ends. There's not much I can say right now about the situation in Ukraine, mostly because I don't want it to interfere with the conference, and I'm falling behind on keeping up with the news. There is so much fake news. There is so much propaganda that it's insane. Okay, it's insane. There's propaganda on both sides. If you ask me who has more propaganda, the United States does, and I don't even think it's close. Okay, the Western media has more propaganda, and it's not close. Stock market rebounded nicely. Stock market rebounded nicely. That's why I say I can make the argument that the stock market is going to rise as this war progresses. The stock market could also fall if this war progresses. I made the argument on both sides. We're going to let technical analysis and charts guide us. We can look at the weekly chart, and you can see how bullish the weekly chart is starting to look off of that monster reversal candle. Once the weekly chart gets above this area here, which is 44,520 points, it can take off. And I think the stock market is going to reach some ridiculous highs. And then the US will completely implode. And we'll see what happens after that. But the US still has the rest of this decade. And then I think it's over. And we can talk about that on my future political channel, which begins probably next week. US dollar, I mean, the Ukrainian currency is starting to devalue a little bit. The Russian ruble is in probably free fall. Yep, that's not good. But on a daily scale, you know, it's reaching its peak. Okay, so I'm going to talk politics for about 15 minutes. Those of you that aren't interested in politics, it's time to turn it off. Too late to promote unconfiscatable, guys. You can still make it here for the conference, but your last minute chance. Everyone's getting a Jade. Everyone is getting a ballet wallet, a custom unconfiscatable ballet wallet. I wish we can give everybody a wine bottle. We didn't. They're not going to give us 400 free wine bottles. Maybe next year. But also really other cool gift bags. Amazing time. You can check out our agenda. Poker is done. Poker is sold out. We can take the banner down. Poker is sold out. You no longer even have a registration window. Wow, it's gone. It's gone. Registration window is gone. Poker sold out. All right. Sorry, guys. I warned you. I warned you. I warned you the last like 10, 15 spots we're going to go in 24 hours, and they did. They absolutely did. Carnivory dinner, sold out. Done. Also done. We have to even like add more seats, and still gone. Oh, the website should be working though. Yeah, there it is. No reason why the website should. Internet is not good. Internet's not good. By the way, I can't promise that the conference is going to be live streamed. I cannot promise that. We don't know. The answer is we don't know. We're going to try to live stream, but we can't promise. We're gonna record it, we're gonna post it, but I can't promise a lot. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Have you guys done your homework? Has everyone watched The Killing of the Mind? If you've watched The Killing of the Mind, you would know why the West has all the propaganda, and whatever other media says just doesn't get out to the general public because the West controls all social media. Oh, COVID. So my Twitter was being blown up with the latest publication of the Pfizer safety report. Where is that? Let's go to my profile. Let's go to likes. Oh, come on, load. Don't do this to me, load. Anyway, the Pfizer safety data came back. And guess what? 1,223 people died in the trials out of 42,000. That is a death rate of 0.3%, which is somewhere between, I don't know, 10 and 30 times more deadly for a healthy person to jab versus catching a cold. So yeah, we told you. We've been telling you for years. For 2 years, we've been telling you that this is the case. And nope, no one wanted to believe us. Hey, there is a meetup in Las Vegas at the Goat Sports Bar. It is at 6 p.m. local time. I believe it is 3:20 local time. I will try and stop by. I will do my best. Is this my likes? Just check out the date, just check out the reports from the studies that the FDA used. By the way, this is a really proper cartoon. And this is why war needs to be avoided at all costs. Joe Biden thinks Ukrainians are Iranians. That's okay, Joe. Senior citizens home. I don't really blame you. You should be in a senior citizens home. This was one of the funniest videos I've seen. I'm sure you guys have all seen it by now. Just check out Clown World. Oh, here is news that looks like Hebrew to me. And they're showing footage of Ukraine, and those are stormtroopers. Great job, news channel, right? So if you're gonna show stormtroopers, yes, the ones from Star Wars, in your footage of what's happening, yeah, it's hard to believe that the beginning of this is accurate to any degree whatsoever, you know. And I don't know how long this guy is going to be alive. Probably not long. That's what happens when, you know, you speak truthfully in the middle of a war zone. So hope he's okay. Hope his YouTube channel sticks around. And I'm going to try to catch up on it once the conference is over. Again, homework. I hope everyone watched the professor explaining how Ukraine is going to get wrecked due to dumb American foreign policy. And the watch came in. The winner of the poker tournament will get this, literally one of a kind. You see where it says unconfiscatable 2020 on the side? There is an unconfiscatable 2022. That's it. There's only one, just one. There's one watch. There's a 2020 version for 2 years ago, and then there's the 2022 version. One watch made per year. Whoever wins the tournament He has to flaunt it for a while. Be the only one of its kind. Well, one of two of its kind. It actually looks better than this picture. I should have grabbed it. It's in my room. It's too valuable to leave laying around. All right. Well, that's it. I'm not gonna. I think I'm done with the political commentary for the day. And other than, hold on, one more. So just because people asked me, if you go to my tweets and replies, I replied to this video, just letting you know that this translation is very accurate, because again, you don't know, very few people speak Russian, and I replied to this. I don't know if people saw it. I didn't want to retweet it. Again, I'm trying not to be political right now because of the conference. And if you go to my replies, I replied to this earlier. I just said, for my followers, this translation is very accurate, since severe. Several people have asked. So the translation is out. Okay. Everyone's going to assume whether I agree, I disagree, doesn't matter. I'm just saying that the translation is very accurate, from Russian to English. It's the one contribution I can do right now because I speak the language. And this was us a few hours ago, and you can see behind me how much better it is. Everything's being put in place. One more thing. I read the statement by the Russian minister that they're interested in. That makes complete sense to me personally, that they're not going to be adopting Bitcoin, for many, many reasons. I guess I can read it and translate it from Russian to English. But they basically are saying that, one, Bitcoin is not that liquid. Two, also, I explained this before, guys. I explained it before in spaces. I explained it before on this channel. Russia is not interested in Bitcoin. Russia is more interested in joining all of America's enemies and forming a swift competitor. And this is something the U.S. foreign policy is completely underestimated, in my opinion. Okay. So, again, like I said, I'm a little bit behind on the news, but Russia is going to join China, and they're going to probably join Iran, and they're probably going to give Syria a call. And China is already becoming buddy-buddy with North Korea. And they're probably going to get a bunch of other countries on their side. And like the professor said in that video, the biggest mistake America can make is to make an enemy out of Russia. And he said that in 2015. And what happened in 2016? Hillary Clinton blamed Russia for the election and Trump. And Russia has been associated with Trump. And from that moment that Hillary Clinton and the Biden administration started doing all kinds of stuff in Ukraine that was never investigated. And when Trump tried to investigate it, he got basically taken out of office and impeached and everything. So the investigation of the Clintons and the Bidens in what they did in Ukraine since the 2015 revolution was never public. That stuff is more protected than Jazzling Maxwell's client list and anything that what's his name, Epstein had. So ever since then, the United States foreign policy has been to make an enemy out of Russia. And they certainly are now. Russia is world's #1 enemy at the moment. And as that professor said in that video, one of the dumbest things you can do for American foreign policy is to make an enemy out of Russia. He specifically said, you need to make friends with Russia because you're going to need Russia to help eventually fight against China. He specifically said that China is America's economic equal, if not yet, soon to be an economy to be reckoned with. And the US will have trouble fighting China alone because he considers China a formidable enemy in the world of economics, but not Russia. Russia is way behind, but Russia is very strong military, contrary to what you hear in the Western media. They have a strong military. They might lose, they might get their entire military destroyed, but they have a strong military. It's also a pretty big country. And what he said was, you want Russia on your side when you're trying to go up against China. And if Russia is on your side, you might eventually be able to get other countries that you've bombed the shit out of on your side, possibly, if Russia is on your side, like Iran, Syria, Iraq, but this is in 2015. This is before the whole Syria. And now you have become, if you were to become friends with Russia, which is never going to happen now, it's that ship sailed. But in 2015, there was still a chance, as small as it was. There's no chance now. And what is likely to happen now is Russia is going to join China. I know that China has banned some Russian banks, and China is more cooperating with the US, banning Russia from SWIFT. I think, in my personal opinion, I think that's China is also playing chess, like Russia is playing chess, while US is trying to figure out how to set up a checkerboard. And I think China is going to completely reverse course on being critical of Russia. And China is going to join Russia, or Russia is going to join China. Because China still needs energy. And if no one is buying Russian energy, they'll sell it to China on cheap. And they'll watch. See, China can sell oil. Sorry, Russia can sell oil to China at $80 a barrel. Now, where the hell is United States and Germany and France are going to get their oil at $80 a barrel? They're going to have to pay 120, 130, 150, while Russia gives a sweet ass deal to China to buy their oil. So this is a problem. It's a big problem. At the moment, the problem is Ukrainians getting killed by Russians. That's the immediate problem. The problem 3 to 4 years down the road is, how the hell is the United States? Europe has no military. How the hell is the United States gonna take on Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Syria, and anything else in that region at the same time? And guess what? India hasn't picked a side. Maybe this is going to go further political. India hasn't picked a side. And that had a big backlash on India. To the point where Indian college students are not allowed to cross the border from Ukraine into Poland. I know Indian college students aren't a priority for Ukrainians because other Ukrainians are being killed and they're the priority. But by India abstaining from the vote, and they're saying we're not supporting Russia, but we're not condemning Russia, because India does a lot of business with Russia. And India needs Russian energy too, and other resources from Russia. And India is, again, country with the most number of people. They have to watch out for their people. So good luck. If the US now cancels India because India decided not to vote and cancel Russia, if the US has a backlash on India, look at what's happening. Do you guys not see? What about us in Canada? Like, you guys are communists. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, Canada is so irrelevant. That's a communist nation. Get rid of Justin Castro, put in a capitalist, and then maybe Ukraine will be relevant again. Like Ukraine, Australia, New Zealand, those are communist nations. Stop. So I can see the United States and well, it's hard for the UK to turn their back on India, but if the West turns their back on India, they have nukes too. They have tanks too. They have F-15s too. They got a military. So is the US ready for a battle in the year, say, 2028, 2030 against China, Russia, potentially India, if it gets canceled by the West? Plus the Middle East. Let's see which side the UAE is going to go to, right? The UAE is building their military now. They're wealthy. They're wealthy. They're watching what's going on. Saudi Arabia, they're wealthy too. Saudi Arabia is watching what's going on in UAE, in Dubai, and they're like, we want some of that. We're going to relax a lot of the, Muslim Sharia law, so we can get some, so we can build the next Dubai as well. And that region has oil. That region has revenue. And as that on that stuff, I mean, it's the U.S. really has to be careful. The U.S. really has to be careful. All right. Well, I can guarantee you there's not going to be any politics talk on stage. That's just after the price talk in this channel. And the reviews on that have been really good in my comments. So come join us at the conference. We're going to talk Bitcoin and only Bitcoin and the unconfiscatable nature. And then we go from there. People are saying China and India do not like each other. Well, does that matter? Does it matter? I mean, Jews and Muslims don't generally like each other either, but Trump helped create a peace deal between the UAE and Israel. And guess what? I see a lot of Israelis, a lot of Hasidic Jews walking around Dubai. It doesn't matter. Economics trumps all. Economics trumps all. There's no racism when everyone is happy economically. Like I said, it doesn't matter. People like each other, then they don't, right? Russians and Ukrainians were one people. Now look what's happening. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching, and go back to work. I'm going to see a lot of you here. Come join us. Conference starts tomorrow night, or afternoon, actually, right here. If you're watching and you're already in Vegas, we're on the 12th floor, D Hotel. That's where the conference is. Tomorrow, we're going to have a bunch of demos from our sponsors, so they can show you how to use their amazing products. And then we go from there. We got the poker tournament tomorrow night, followed by the conference Friday morning. All right, guys, check out the website. There is a map. There's all the locations. All the info is there. The agenda's there. So see you here. Thank you all for watching.